everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're going to talk about sponges. Have you tried any sponges for makeup application, or just heard about them, or tried some and didn't like them? Let's talk about them today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. So I have been a beauty blender sponge person for many years. Since they came out, I just got on that wagon and thought, I want to use these sponges. I've read about them. They look like they can give you a flawless application, and just kind of got into that routine of using sponges. Also love my brushes, and I have my favorite brushes, and I wouldn't do without them, but sponges are also a part of my makeup routine daily. So let's talk about them. First of all, I clean my sponges every day, and if not every day, then at least every other day, because they're easy to clean. I do use Beauty Blender soap, bar, and their liquid. I've tried others. I've tried an assortment of sprays. I've tried other soaps, but I feel like the Beauty Blender soap, it cleans my brushes very well, and it has a nice refreshing scent to it, and I just really like their product for cleansing. Now, since I've been using the Beauty Blender sponges, and these are a couple, and I do have a couple of little assortments, you know, got kind of sucked into these teeny tiny ones. They do work for concealer or under the eye, but they're sometimes a little bit hard to utilize. So some of these other sponges that have come out with the little slants in them gives you I think a better grip on the sponges. But I've tried sponges that I have purchased from Walmart, sponges I've found at TJ Maxx or Ross or Marshall's, and you know, some have been fine, and I've used them for the life of the sponge, okay, but I always go back to my Beauty Blender sponges, because I feel like that has worked the best for me. I haven't found anything that I really like to replace it with. Now, I've also on the wagon of the Real Technique sponges. I have several of their brushes, love their brushes. I do like their sponges. Their texture's a little bit different, but you get a great application with them. Again, they clean up well, and I do like the Real Technique sponges. But again, I can't say that it would be something that I would replace my Beauty Blender sponges with. So lately, I've been noticing, though, on the Beauty Blender sponges, and I don't know why, but like this particular one isn't that old, and I just did use this, I believe yesterday. It gets these little divots. Now, these little divots end up getting bigger and bigger and shredding, and I had a Beauty Blender sponge that I only used less than 4 weeks, like maybe 3 weeks, and the whole top just shredded off. I don't know what that's all about. I really haven't had difficulty in the past, but now I've noticed that's my second one. And I've had this sponge a lot longer than this sponge, and I haven't noticed any divots on it. And actually, the one that I've had trouble with have been the pink one. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but recently I saw a video, and I'll link her channel below, Lisa09. She talks about Beauty Junkie makeup sponges, and I thought, oh, here we go, another set of makeup sponges. I'm just not going to try them, because I know I'm not going to probably like the texture of it. Well, she's talked about them more than once, and she said, listen, if you guys are a sponge user and you love sponges and you're hooked on something, you have got to try these. These sponges are awesome, and these are, I'm going to continue to use them until it's time to pitch them, but not going to repurchase my Beauty Blender sponges anymore. I do use the Beauty Blender soaps on these to clean them, and I like the different designs on the sponges. It just gives you, you can use your foundation, your concealer, your primers, your powders, contouring with them. You get this little one here that looks like a football, and it has a nice precision point on it. And they come 4 in a package, and they're $12.97, and I purchased them through Amazon, and they're dense. They feel dense, and I thought right away, oh no, it's going to be one of those sponges that the texture isn't going to change. But I have to tell you, they are so cushiony and soft. Flawless application. Love them. They are worth the try. And to get 4 for $12.97, you just can't beat it. Now, I think of it this way. Okay, so I have my favorite brushes that I love to use, an assortment of brushes, from just different, for different uses. Powder brush, blush brush. I use this particular one for highlighting. This is another makeup foundation brush. Okay, so you have different brushes, and I think you use different foundations sometimes, and just different things, and you just are you just know, you just grab it. It's like being in the kitchen. You have a lot of different supplies and utensils and gadgets, and there's just certain gadgets that you reach for when you're doing certain things. There's a certain sponge or a brush that I gravitate towards. And so it's the same thing as being in the kitchen. I think when you're doing something, there's just a certain utensil that you gravitate towards, or that you use, and that you're going to get maybe, just a different result with using it. So I know we sometimes get kind of brainwashed into thinking you always have to pay a higher price in order to get a product that performs better. You get what you pay for. But, maybe, just maybe, the price on the Beauty Blender is marked up too high. And, of course, maybe they were one of the first ones to come out on the market here to, sell these, and they're great. It's a good product. And so the price is up. Now you have a great, great product that performs well, beautiful sponges. The only thing I don't know at this point is the longevity. But like I said, as of recently, my last Beauty Blender sponge did not last the length of other sponges that I've used in the past, and this one already is showing a divot, and I've only had it out for maybe 3 weeks, if that. So, little disappointed in that. But I watched a couple of videos from Lisa09. She talked about these 2 different occasions that I saw and really raved about them. And I just thought, okay, I've got to try it, because I've tried. So sometimes when you find a product that you do like, you want to like something else that, okay, if I can get 4 for $12.97 compared to 1 Beauty Blender at its cost, this is a much better deal. And if it performs well, which it does, because I've used these now, I just don't know what the longevity is on them, but I think just from the feel of them and how they wash up and clean up, I think they are going to be my new replacement for sponges. So if you're not a sponge person, or have never tried one, or you just feel like, I'm not interested in that, I'd encourage you to try it, because you do get a different application by using a sponge. And sometimes I still use my favorite foundation brush and just put my foundation on, and then after it I go over with a sponge and just pounce it around just to really smooth everything out. Sometimes I spray my MAC Prep and Prime on the sponge itself, and just just lightly dabble it over if I feel like I'm a little too powdery. Do I need to do that? Maybe just spraying it, but sometimes I just feel like I just get a different look by doing that. I've used the damp sponges also for powder application and concealer. So there's just a variety. You have to learn how to use them and how to get that right flawless finish to your skin. And sometimes a another brush followed with the application of the sponge gives your skin that little bit of extra glow. And so, yeah, I wouldn't want to be without these sponges, but I want a good sponge that's going to last, that's going to clean up well, and that's going to give me as flawless of an application as I can possibly get. So, my opinion, this is not sponsored by anybody at all, but I do believe I have found a new replacement for my Beauty Blender sponges, and that is Beauty Junkees, Junkees, on Amazon. Package of 4 of these cuties for $12.97. I think it's a great deal, and I think you'd love them. Give them a try. Until next time, be kind, be humble, and age gracefully.